So, you guys know how I feel about Evander Holyfield as a fighter. And I've made it known, several times. I think Evander Holyfield being who he was and like he's one of those fighters that I see skill for skill, you could put him in any era. I think Holyfield would dominate, especially now. This era of heavyweights are weak. But when I tell you, people love to stamp this aura of invincibility on fighters and make it seem like they were fearless. They had nothing inside of them that said quit, or they would die before they would quit. Now I ask you this: name one heavyweight that shows more grit, more dog in them that they gonna go to war than Evander Holyfield. Now, even with that being the case, I was told, once again, Evander Holyfield, guys like him, Mike Tyson, all them, we've seen Mike Tyson quit. Now, I don't want to hear nothing about, I don't care what year it was. I don't give a damn. I don't want to hear it. Okay? But once again, I'm going to give you receipts. Just like I had to give receipts because, like I said, when people talk about Sugar Ray Robinson, he is the epitome, of someone that loved the sport of boxing. There's no way you could be as great as him and do what he did and not love it. And what did Sugar Ray Robinson tell you guys? I never enjoyed fighting. I never enjoyed it. With me, it's just a business with me. All right? But let everybody else tell it. He's lying on himself. He did love it. Yeah, right. Well, I want you guys to hear what Evander Holyfield had to say about when he fought Lennox Lewis. Now, all of this invincible armor bullshit that y'all talk about and try to label these guys, I keep telling you, they're just human beings. I don't see them any differently than I see you guys. They're just human beings. Now, if you think that Evander Holyfield or any other fighter never thought about quitting because we never saw them quit, let's listen to what Evander Holyfield had to say about this whole situation and this fight with Lennox Lewis. And before I even say it, let you hear it, let me also say, Evander Holyfield was the type of guy, like I said, he wasn't going to go into all this back and forth, making up stuff to try to make some fake beef. But at the same time, guess what? With what was said to him and his response, it put him in a little situation because what he said was going to happen didn't happen. But bottom line, he's not all with the antics. Let's sit up here and make some fake beef. And he's going to tell you in his video, though, I have to say that what was said to him, people was telling him to say this and that about his opponent. He said, no, he wasn't going to stoop to that level. Basically, so he said what he said. That's all I need to say. Let's listen to what Evander Holyfield had to say about quitting. And I told you guys this shit before this came out of his mouth. But I think a lot of times when people hear you, either they didn't see it, or they don't remember it, or they just think you're just making it up. You've been rocking with me. Aries don't make up lies. Everything come out my fucking mouth is truth. You understand what I'm saying? And my opinion is based off the truth. I don't make up stories. I don't know Evander Holyfield. Even if I did, why would I have to make up anything? Now let's take a listen to his words.
Lennox the only person that I ever let get under my skin.
Yeah. Why? How did that happen?
Because, like with me, I think things are personal when you talk about individual personal.
Yes.
Like, after all the boxing that it did, I come out to fight and they say, oh, Evander, he praised God and all this. And so Lennox told me, he said something like, how you going to be saying you're a Christian and you got kids out of wedlock? And I thought that was very personal. And,
Well, it is personal.
Well, people don't do them kind of shots. So, so they started telling me to say this about him. And I felt that I wasn't going to stoop that low.
Yeah. Okay.
I feel that I just say, I'm going to knock you out. And, 'cause that's what boxing is. I'm going to knock you out. So I said that, and I shouldn't have said it, because they said, you're going to knock him out. What's wrong? And I said 3. So I'm telling somebody that I'm gonna knock them out in 3 rounds, and they just as good as me, but bigger. Now how in the world I'm gonna knock this guy out? And they won't let me deny. And so, you know.
So you're doomed. You're stuffed.
So what I did, I tried to knock him out in the 3rd round.
Yeah.
And then when I didn't knock him out in the 3rd round, it was like all the air just went out of me. And I was actually getting ready to quit. And the only reason why I didn't quit, my son was out there and he just had his head down. And I didn't want my son to...
Evander Jr. again?
Yeah, Evander Jr. I didn't want nobody to tell my son, you're going to be just like your dad. When pressure hit, he quit. Only reason why I didn't quit that fight, because my son was right there, and I didn't want nobody to tell my son, you're going to be just like your daddy. When pressure hit him, he clammed out the ring.
I can't believe you. You actually... You?
Yeah. Now,
Thought you were going to...
if it wasn't for my son, I would get out that ring. He bust me eardrum, too. He bust me eardrum and all this, and I'm like, man, that's it for me. But I didn't want my son to be, you know, somebody tell you you're going to be like your dad. That's what people usually supposed to say.
Yeah.
That's supposed to be a good thing. That's not supposed to be a negative thing. So that's the reason why I didn't quit. So I'm so happy that I didn't quit. And I stand today and say, oh, you know what? I'm not a quitter.
Now, you heard it for yourself. Now, the fact that his son was the incentive that kept him going, great. Because, hey, it happened, right? He needed that. He could have quit anyway. And there's other fighters that have quit in front of their things. And the reality is, okay, it doesn't make you a punk, doesn't make you a bitch, doesn't make you a coward when you get to a point where something happens and it just overwhelms a person. We've seen it happen. But some of us won't quit for shit. All right? Some of us have been shot. We've been stabbed. We've been and we're still, you understand what I mean? Going after the motherfucker with the weapon. You understand what I'm saying? Shit stuff, it happens. Things click in your head sometimes where you are ready to go out. Like, if I'm going to go with my life gone, so be it. But we've never known Holyfield to be no coward or no punk or nothing like that. So my point is, people get in front of these cameras and talk a lot of shit and want to act invincible and, you know, whatever. I've never seen anybody more determined than Muhammad Ali to not quit. Holyfield is right up there with them. Like, Holyfield, Muhammad Ali said when he fought Frazier, this is the closest I ever came to dying. All right? And Frazier's people just, nah. Right? Because this was a safety thing. You understand what I'm saying? And these guys were both exhausted. Holyfield had a busted eardrum and was getting beat. And just got to the point where he's ready to quit. Now, we talking about after the 3rd round in the corner. You understand what I'm saying? But he had that incentive that, nah, I'm not going to quit. And he didn't. Now, which one of y'all going to say Holyfield's a bitch now? That's what I keep telling you guys. It's not about that. People are not as brave or as tough as their words. You see religious people all the time go to church, right? Don't know shit about the Bible. And even if they do, even if they can recite verses, it's like your lifestyle. You don't do half that shit there. This shit there you go to jail for if you did it, okay? You go to jail if you did some of that shit, a whole lot of it. You don't do these things. You're not even aware that these things are in there, but they talk God, God, God. And they're doing the same exact things that they shouldn't be doing. But because they may know more than you know, you don't catch these things. I tell you all the time, man, let's just enjoy the sport and understand everybody time comes and goes. All this comparison, it just causes people to not really enjoy it because you know what starts happening? People are going to get in their feelings like little... Bottom line, I don't understand. I can't relate to that. They're going to get in their feelings and start trying to defend people of their era. So when they're watching people from a previous era, they're watching, looking for fault, trying to find something, not as a competitor, not as someone that observes and studies, but just trying to find a way to give an advantage to the here and now, which doesn't mean nothing, you know? So if Evander Holyfield can openly admit he was about to quit, and you got guys that you know don't even have half the determination that that guy had, it just shows you we put too much emphasis on what people say to the point where our expectations of them is like we think they're more, not me, you motherfuckers, but you think that they're more than human. And that's all you are, is human. Just wanted to share that with y'all, man. And this isn't about, like I said, I show you things. This isn't about slighting people. This is about showing you the truth, showing you the facts. So when I say what Holyfield said, it's not about me. You don't have to question nothing about what I'm saying. It all came from his mouth. Talk to me in the comment section, y'all. Never fall in love with lies. Remember, the truth brings hate out of people, and I will catch y'all on the next video.